What's up, everybody? So, there was some pretty big Magic Online news today. Magic Online released their 1 versus 1 Commander ban list. This pretty much affects my channel because that's all I play is 1 versus 1 Commander. The list is pretty straightforward. Like, some of the stuff I saw coming. And in this video, I'm just going to basically highlight some of the key cards that did get banned on this ban list and kind of give you my thoughts on this format going forward. But one of the main things that they did hit was the fast mana in 1 versus 1 Commander. I pretty much saw this coming as soon as Wizards announced that they were going to be like building their own ban list. I mean, stuff like Soul Ring, that's understandable. In 1 versus 1, it's just whoever gets Soul Ring down first, they tend to win the game. And they also banned some other stuff like Guy's Cradle. I am a little bit bummed. I mean, it makes sense why they banned it in 1 versus 1 Commander, but I can be a little salty right now. I just picked it up like 2 weeks ago, and it was like $30. So I am a little bummed that that's on the ban list. I didn't think it was going to get banned, so I finally picked it up. But I got to play with it. It was fun playing with it for 2 weeks. So now I just have a little copy that's going to sit on my Magic Online collection. But they also banned Mana Crypt, and they also banned Mana Vault. So and once again, these are all just really fast mana enablers, especially in 1 versus 1. It just ends up being just kind of whoever gets it down usually takes the game away. So I can see where they would ban something like that to kind of make it a little bit more balanced. Nothing too shocking there. Outside of the fast mana, they did ban a bunch of combo enablers. Now, I love playing graveyard-style decks. You may notice that they banned Bazaar Baghdad. They also banned Entomb, which is the invocation version of it. But you know what it does? It puts a card into your graveyard. They also banned Hermit Druid. Anything else that was graveyard-based. But yeah, I was a little more just kind of bummed about that, just because I know there's a combo deck out there with Hermit Druid that you can just mill your entire graveyard, but I feel like they shouldn't have hit back Bazaar, Entomb, and Hermit Druid. Maybe leave Entomb unbanned, and maybe if you want to ban Hermit Druid, go for it. Or not just hit all the key graveyard combo pieces, especially before this meta has a chance to kind of develop. So I was a little bummed with that. That's kind of really the only thing that's left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth from this ban. It's just because I love playing Mimeoplasm, I love playing graveyard-style based stuff. So, and to be honest, like, I'm not using this stuff in a broken way, but it exists in some combo style decks, so I understand why they did it, but I don't feel that they should have hit all three on day one. Let some of this stuff develop, see if it works out, and if it doesn't, ban it later on down the road. But hopefully they'll take a kind of proactive step in the combo enablers. But other than that, this stuff's pretty standard. Now, they did ban some oppressive commanders in 1 versus 1 Commander. They did hit Arkham Dagsum, which is a major bummer. I love playing Arkham Bomb Squad. But when you play against a finely tuned Arkham deck in 1 versus 1, it is a little hard to kind of bounce back from that. But so I'll have to get a nice little Arkham Bomb Squad videos and kind of send him off. But yeah, that was a bummer. I am sound the Simic alarm. Edric got banned in 1 versus 1, man. He is just not. This is kind of one of those where I'm like, all right, dude. Later, Edric, I will not miss you. Good luck in your second life, wherever that is. And anything else they hit? They did hit Yisan the Wandering Bard and Zur the Enchanter. Zur's just, once again, not fun to play against. Now, on this list, they probably made this list before Sheldon banned Leovold on their ban list. So I can see something like Leovold and Breya getting banned down the road, just because those are some of the high offenders of commanders that whenever I load a game up and I'm seeing play against Breya, I'm just kind of like, okay. All right, and it's not that I don't enjoy playing against it, but it's just those finely tuned decks are just really hard to really combat sometimes, especially if you're just taking more of a casual approach to Commander. I don't necessarily take a full casual approach. I take like a competitive casual approach. But, yeah, Zur the Enchanter, Breya, Leovold, they'll probably end up on this list, and I'll be okay with that. But getting hit with the Arkham, that was kind of a bummer. But outside of that, I will definitely not be. I won't lose a little bit of sleep tonight thinking about not having to play against Edric again. Another thing that they could potentially put on this list would be Narset, because Narset in 1 versus 1 just gets really silly and out of hand. Then some of the other cards that they banned that are just really good value spells, of course, Ancestral Recall. But one of the main things they did was they hit Mana Drain, which is kind of a bummer. I feel like Mana Drain would have been okay in this 1 versus 1 format. I mean, the times I play with it, it doesn't win you the game whenever you cast a Mana Drain. You just have that temporary that mana added to your mana pool at the beginning of the next turn. So I feel like it doesn't really necessarily need to be on the list. One card that I am happy with in 1 versus 1 Commander is Mind Twist. I cannot tell you how many times I've just been Mind Twisted ugly, and I will be very happy not to have to play against this card again. It's just, when you're playing against in a multiplayer game, it's not that good, Mind Twist, but in 1 versus 1, when they just get some quick some fast mana up and they just dump your hand on turn 3 or turn 4, it's just kind of just like, you just sit there and you're like, okay, all right. Fair enough. I don't have a hand anymore, so I am okay with Mind Twist on the list. The other thing that they cut the ban that I'm really bummed about is Natural Order. I really don't feel like that was that oppressive. I mean, really, I feel like this should at least just, if it becomes a problem, ban it later on. But just to have it on the day one ban list, I don't necessarily really agree with Natural Order. I mean, most of the time you're going for a Crater Hoof, and if you're getting in a spot where you have enough creatures and you can search up a Crater Hoof, you're probably going to win the game, within a turn or two. So. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it could be off the list. They also hit, where was it? The enchantment. I think I just missed it. Survival of the Fittest. They did hit that. I can see that. Survival of the Fittest is one of those cards where, if you're playing a singleton format, a Survival of the Fittest is an enchantment. It goes on the battlefield. 1 green mana, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, put it in your hand. So in 1 versus 1 commander, it just if you don't have an answer for it right then and there, it just goes on for 3 or 4 turns, man. It's just having that instant tutor speed at the ready is really hard to play against. So that was another one that I wanted to highlight. And then on the other cards, they hit the Natural Order. Necropotence, yeah, it's not really fun to play against Necropotence in 1 versus 1. They just go off too quick with that. Anything else? They did leave the, I think Serra's Sanctum, the white mana enchantment, the white mana land that you can tap for however many enchantments you have on the battlefield. If they're going to go for Guy's Cradle, I'm not really sure why this is not on the fast mana list, but it is what it is. There's some key cards that aren't banned, like Primeval Titan, so that'll be kind of interesting to play around with. So I haven't really had time to fully digest which cards are not on the Magic Online list versus the Sheldon 40 Life Commander list. So there's going to be, there's going to be some changes to some of my decks. Let's see if there's anything else I want to go to. They did hit some multiplayer pointed bans. Sensei's Top is, they just did it for more of a time concern. And then they also released some Commander Leagues. So if Commander League's your thing, then go for it. But as far as my decks on the channel, this is going to be interesting because a lot of my decks run a lot of that fast mana. So I'll be changing those around. But it should be fun. I'm not bummed out with these changes or anything like that. I really enjoy 1 versus 1 Commander. It's a really fun format to play, and it's all I've ever known. So having this stuff banned in the format, it's okay. I'm okay with it. It's just some of those key cards, like the Graveyard Style cards and the Natural Order, I feel like they don't necessarily have to be on the ban list on day one. But hopefully they take a proactive approach in the ban list and kind of tweak it as they go, especially if they're going to try and separate the paper format from the Commander format. Because another thing with this ban list is that if you play multiplayer Commander online, this is going to be the same ban list for all of Commander. So basically all the people who are going to be playing 40 live multiplayer Commander are going to have to stick to this ban list because Magic Online only currently has one ban list between the dual Commander and the 40 live Commander that you can play in multiplayer. So that will be a bummer for the people who do play multiplayer. It is kind of weird to have an online deck of Commander and then a paper deck Commander. That's going to be a little weird. But then again, I don't play a lot of multiplayer Commander, so it's not going to affect me that much. But I feel like it's a good change. I mean, it's fun playing with Soul Ring and Mana Crypt, but I mean, when you sit back at the end of the day, whoever gets those down first tends to win the game, and stuff like Guy's Cradle just gets out of hand really quick. So I hope they just take a proactive approach in this. That's my only concern is that they really pay attention to stuff that's working and not working. So, and then as far as the cards that are not banned on the Magic Online list and banned in the other list, I'm going to be exploring those cards. I just haven't had enough time to kind of sit down and see what's going on like that. But I'm okay with it. It seems like it's going to be a fun format as long as they just take a nice, like I said, a nice little proactive approach to keeping this ban list updated. So definitely keep it with open arms or whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, that's going to be the changes. So, and you may have noticed that my starting life total went from 40 to 30, so that was another part of the Magic 1 versus 1 Commander changes over there. So it'll be interesting. We're going to keep playing, and we'll see what's going on. So, all right, guys, if you have any thoughts on it, definitely hop in the comments. Let me know. I like to read different comments on that and see what your thoughts on it. If you're a big paper Commander player and you're not really sure about how they're going to have one unified Magic Online ban list and then one paper ban list, or you have any thoughts on it at all, just hop in the comments and let me know. And then, yeah, all right, guys, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks.